America, a land covered by lawless wilderness and rural society as you move farther from the coasts. Many people come here for the opportunity to achieve security and success, the American dream. This idea captivated two separate directors of the new German cinema movement, Werner Herzog and Wim Wenders. They created films about how the American landscape can be a frontier full of hope as well as isolation. If I had a nickel for every time a German director created a film about an emotionally distraught man in rural America, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't much, but it's strange that it happened twice. The question is, what drew these auteurs to tell stories about the rural American countryside? Stroszek, directed by Werner Herzog, is a film about a musician named Bruno Stroszek, who was just released from prison. In an attempt at a new life, he moves to the American Midwest with his neighbor, Scheitz, and a harlot named Eva. Initially, they have hope about starting anew, but that hope fades away when faced with financial struggles, cultural ostracization, and depression in a country that couldn't care less about them. Paris, Texas, directed by Wim Wenders, follows a man with amnesia named Travis, who is found in the desert after disappearing many years ago. He is taken in by his brother, who raised Travis' son in his absence. Travis reconnects with his son and goes on an odyssey to find his wife and fix his past mistakes. These films often capture vast, open spaces taken up by nature. This is a stark contrast to how Germany is depicted in films of the New German cinema. Germany is often shown to be industrialized and residential. Colors also play a key role in how America is conveyed. At the beginning of Stroszek, when Bruno and his ragtag crew are still in Germany, the frames feel gray, where in America, everything feels more saturated and colorful. This could play into the nostalgic quality of the American Midwest and South. This nostalgic quality can lead people to remembering the good parts of this land, rather than the bad. We see this in both films, as each lead character goes to America to find happiness, but instead, they end up losing everything. These films both try to myth-bust the American dream. The American dream is often romanticized to a point that almost seems manipulative. America is far from perfect, like much else of the world. But when someone is coming from a truly unfortunate situation, like Bruno or Travis, the prospect of a new life in a land where you are free to be who you want is a deal too sweet to turn down. These films aim to shine a light on the fact that this still is a place of where hardship can occur. If anything, it's easy to get lost in the endless forest and desert, and hard to find your way out. America doesn't slow down to wait for you, so if you stumble, it will be difficult to catch up again. In Stroszek, his actions led him down a path of self-destruction because the ruthless riptide of America. In Paris, Texas, Travis constructs the perfect plan to live out his days in peace with his family, but fails to find his footing. The American dream is no guarantee. These directors seek to deconstruct this idea through the lens of cynicism, but also a lens of beauty. Wilderness is a feature of America, and each film paints it in a different light. In Paris, Texas, rural towns and nature are an idealized place to live, where in Stroszek, it is ultimately portrayed as quicksand that they drown in. In Paris, Texas, nature symbolizes peace, hope, and sublime isolation. In Stroszek, nature symbolizes hostility, loneliness, and helplessness. The perspective of these German directors is also apparent. The films compare small towns to cities. Germany is the city, and America is the small town. America is an outlet to escape its society and a means of German self-exploration. Werner Herzog and Wim Wenders must have been captivated by the American countryside because it supplemented something missing from their German lives.
Let's take a look at the final scenes of each film. The ending scenes are similar in the way that both characters fail at achieving their goals. They lose everything that matters to them, and they leave the world behind. They both are ambiguous as well. The fate of Bruno is implied, but the shot we are left with doesn't show him. It shows the town. In Paris, Texas, Travis rides off into the night, disappearing. The movies show how this land can offer the opportunity for happiness, but can also take everything away from you.
For us Americans, we often overlook many aspects of our country. It is amazing to look through the lenses of these German directors as they highlight the beauty of the mundane and the danger of the vastness. In Werner Herzog's Stroszek and Wim Wenders' Paris, Texas, they both tell stories about struggle, heartache, but also the beauty of life. From very different perspectives, but also very similar ones as well. When the new German cinema takes on America, it becomes a backdrop for stories that feel human.